When you study function and when you write it at high level, so maybe you don't care about how to implement the function in the memory. So over here, I have you answer the question how to implement it, and it's so interesting for you if you understand it. You know, when you call function, you need to do some procedure. Okay, you need to do some steps for doing that. For example, in man, you call the function. So firstly, you need to put new activation record. Over here now I give you an idea about activation record of function. Because when you call function, you need to store some information. For returning, you need to return value. You need to store some pointer to point to some special region for storing the address of some local variable of the current function, for example, etc. Okay, so that time we use runtime stack for storing these things. Okay, so that time you need to do some steps over here. So firstly, you need to put new activation record into runtime stack. You have to copy values into arguments for running the function you want to run. And then you call function. So over here we say we have calling function. For example, main, you want to call the function, for example, what. And when you call the function what, you have to run its code. Okay, and then you put result in activation record in the memory location storing the return value, and then you put activation record from stack to get the information for going back to the function, for example, main. Okay, because you want to call the function what. Okay, so we have to put activation record from stack for running the main. Okay, so over here you have the figure for multiplication. Okay, so over here you have runtime stack, and use it to store activation records of function. Each function has its private activation record. Okay, including main, of course. I put it here. We put it here in the runtime stack. Okay, and with an activation record, so what do you have inside? Okay, now we have three different parts: arguments, we have three locations, storage something. Okay, for storing return value from function. As you store pointer for storing the address of special region, and the colors frame pointer because you want to go back, so we need to start the address for going back. You have some location for storing local variables you declare in the function you want to run. So with the runtime stack, with the runtime stack, so I give you some points of it. Because over here you say you need to store colors from pointer, colors, or return address. Over here now you have frame pointer, stack pointer. Okay, so over here, normally we use ASCII for storing the address of the top of stack. Okay, and when you run program, you need to call function. Okay, so each function has its private activation record, so it's organized as a stack. Okay, and you need to use a register for storing the top of stack. And over here, normally you study with the LC3 assets. Okay, the address of the top of the stack. Okay, that is the activation record. And file, you need to use a special region for storing our local variables. Okay, so at that time you need to store it for going back. Okay, because when you go back, you need to know where the special region storing the local variables is. At that time, you need to store it in a file. You call it frame pointer. For example, you have some figure for that. For example, when you run the profile with man, okay, you have to register a file access for storing this. Okay, and when you call the function what, okay, at that time you need to change the value for a file access to point to the activation record of what. Okay, over here after call, so we go back to main at that time. Our file access we point to main location in the activation record of main. Now, for example, now please check the activation record of a function, for example, what? You know what the function what? So we have a return value integer. We can pass to argument. We declare 3 local variables and we have a return value. Okay, over here now you have the name. Okay, A, B, etc. Okay, as over here now you have an activation record. And inside what you have, normally you have file to point to the reason for storing the local variable. As it now point to the top of the stack for activation record. Okay, with the argument in the activation record, so we see A, B. Over here we have A, B. Okay, over here A, B. Okay, and then you need to use a location for storing return value from this function. Return value, okay, return value. Okay, that is a return value for storing the address of the instruction of the calling function. Okay, over here you need a dynamic link for storing the special region, storing the local variable of the calling function. Okay, and over here now alpha acid. Okay, this is a local variable of the function what. Okay, so here we say we have the activation record of what, like this. Okay. For example, over here now we have 2 functions, pointer with this, argument, local variable, return value. Okay, and then over here we call the function pointer, like it. Okay, so that time, so what do you have? After so you have, when you call the function pointer, firstly you need to put second argument. Okay, that means over here you have 10. Okay, now firstly you need to initialize the register as 0 and you need to add 10 to as 0. You have the value 10 as 0. Okay, because over here that is stack. Okay, so if you want to push the value to stack, so we need to decrement the pointer. Okay, the stack pointer as and then you store it to the location. Okay, so over here we said now you have, now over here you have, now over here we have, okay, now because you decrement the value for the point acid, so now over here acid now is point to this, okay, and over here now we assign 10 to this, okay, and then you need to push the first argument. Okay, so we do the same. Okay, we do the same. You decrement the point acid to point to the new location. So over here we assign W, 35. Okay. Extension to the address. Okay, extension to the address over here. And then you call the subroutine pointer.